So I want to give you some political updates, some policy updates. First of all, it's going to be a big 2 weeks for the SkyTrain to UBC project. Last Thursday, we had an in-camera sub-meeting of the Mayor's Committee, which is this report now is available online, which says that this committee received a report where we evaluated the technologies of the best way to get to UBC, and the report recommended that SkyTrain be the chosen technology. This is coming to the Mayor's Council this week for discussion, but I think a very important step last week was that this committee did accept this report for information. So there'll be some big steps on the way through. It'll go to the Mayor's Council, also be coming to Vancouver City Council for approval, and then once the technology has been approved, it allows us to go to the federal and provincial governments to really start securing the funding for this. So there was, it seems to be a lot of enthusiasm among the other mayors for this project, and very excited that that's moving forward. So we're getting a lot closer to seeing rapid transit all the way to UBC, and I think everybody's seeing this as a regional project where, for example, the Mayor of Coquitlam is very excited about getting students to UBC, as well as other mayors around the region. The second thing I'll be bringing forward in the package to Council this week is a motion to improve councillor support. Currently, councillors are awarded $6,000 a year that they can use for discretionary funding to help support their administrative costs. I've suggested this be increased to $30,000 per year. This will be an initial project that we're looking at. We'll review it during the budget process coming up later this fall to see how well it's working. Really, councillors in Vancouver are very, very under-supported when it comes when compared to other councillors across the country. So this is a good first step. The other disadvantage, of course, for councillors in other cities, they base on a ward system where they have fewer people to talk to. But our councillors, some of who are here today, so hello, they have to communicate with 650,000 residents, and just the kind of deluge of daily emails and phone calls. This money should go a long way to support their interaction with the public. And I just want you to know that this is my initiative. This is not something that council came to me with. Is that I think that this council needs this extra support. So I'm really hoping that they'll support this, and we can improve our interaction with the public. I'll also be bringing forward an empty homes tax motion. I'll be asking staff to review and improve the fairness and effectiveness of the EHT with an eye to moving ahead with my campaign promise of getting more vacant properties on the market. So those are the two motions that I'll be bringing forward. In terms of meeting, I'll be meeting with the Prime Minister on Monday, next Monday, a week from today. We'll be talking exclusively about transit. This coincides with the Big City Mayors Conference that's happening at the same time. So I'm really looking forward to speaking to the Prime Minister again about this issue. And with our now moving towards the decision to have SkyTrain as our chosen technology, it really gives me a very focused pitch to our national government. I'm also looking forward to meeting with all the big city mayors to see where we can coordinate on our strategies and how we can work together to push the urban agenda in Canada. Also really excited, I'll be meeting with John Horgan tomorrow. The Premier and I, of course, known each other for a very long time, but I'm really looking forward to talking about affordable housing, how we can work together. We really appreciate the provincial support so far in terms of money for modular housing and other initiatives, but I think there's a lot more we can do together. So I'm looking forward to talking about that. Of course, I'll be bringing up the SkyTrain to UBC. And to see where the province is on that idea, and to see where we can get assistance. Finally, we're really happy with the amount of regional cooperation that's emerging around Metro, so we'll be talking about how we can perhaps enhance that. For example, Doug McCallum and I have been working on policing issues, not just with the RCMP in Surrey, but also how we might coordinate more regionally and how the two cities can work on that. On transit, of course, we've been working together, and now we're looking towards joint work on economic development. So those talks have just started, but I think that's really exciting to see how big cities can work together to support each other's work. Of course, I'm chair of the police board as well. We had an excellent meeting last Thursday, I think, where we had an equity briefing from the police that talked about their diversity hiring policies and how effective that was working. We are the leader in Canada when it comes to diversity in our police force, so I'm really proud of that and commend Chief Palmer for his work. Also, what was really interesting is I met a police chief from Ohio who we have a lot of American police chiefs that come up and visit Vancouver because of our approach to reducing overdoses, and so they just can't stop raving about the work we do here, and they're hoping to take some of the policies that we do back to their cities to see how they can implement and reduce the trauma of overdoses in their city. I said through the election campaign and my inaugural speeches and continue to say that Vancouver, we really want to see how we can lead the world in terms of progressive policies, in terms of perhaps taking risks and showing the way for the other cities. And I think this really demonstrates how, working with the police, working with frontline workers on this particular issue, that we are having an impact. I had a great meeting with the Vancouver School Board Chair and Superintendent on Friday where we talked about cooperating on childcare, housing and other files. We've established that we're going to have quarterly meetings, which is a new thing, as well as having quarterly meetings with the Park Board Chair. So that means to further integrate how we're working together and being effective. Community updates. Of course, we had the World Juniors here, and I love Finland, but it would have been great if we'd won. So that's. But anyway, the exciting thing is that brought $40 million in economic benefit to Vancouver, which I really have to commend our sport hosting group here at the city that's aggressively going off and trying to get events in our off seasons, which is a terrific strategy. And to see how much money that actually brings into the city during a more or less dead period in terms of tourism is commend them for that. On a local event, I was at a pole raising at the Collingwood Neighborhood House Annex, which is just a beautiful ceremony. If you haven't been to the Annex, you should be there. It's a great addition to that community, and just so nice to again move forward with reconciliation with that beautiful addition to that community. The second month of my calendar is now available online. Again, I've been trying to increase transparency of the mayor's office, so I have posted my budget online. If you can go and look at that, and also every month I will be posting my calendar so you can see all the meetings that I'm attending. And in terms of transparency, I'm actually really excited too. On February 5th, I'll have my first Talk to the Mayor session, which actually Mike Harcourt suggested that I do this because he used to do it. So in the afternoon, citizens can sign up, residents can sign up for a 15-minute meeting with me. And then they come in and discuss their issues. We do that all afternoon into the late evening, in the early evening. And then I try to take direct action on the issues that they raise. It's a real, Mike was explaining to me that, sometimes you don't get to hear about stop signs that aren't in the right place or speed bumps that are needed. And this really gives regular folks a chance to come in and for me to take direct action on the issues that have concern to them.